Hey lovelies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be my declutter of my highlighter collection. A couple of disclaimers before I get on into this video. One, this is not going to be a cutthroat declutter. I'm only going to go through and get rid of either what I'm not using or what I'm not loving. And two, everything that I declutter today already has a home. It's either going to be passed on to family or friends, or if it's super old, it'll probably be thrown away. But yeah, to no further ado, let's just go ahead and get on into this video. So I think I'm going to start off with this back row here first. So I have a couple of big palettes back here, so I'm going to get these out of the way first. Starting off with this one here from Voss. This is the Pro Highlighter palette, and I think it's in rose gold. I don't know. I've kept this one for so long because I like it, but it's such a big palette, and that's the only reason why I don't like it. But I think I'm going to hold on to it for now. I do think I'm going to pull this out in my next Shop My Stash because I really don't remember what I thought of it. And honestly, just from looking at it, some of these shades look really dark, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to use them. I think I have used them. I think it's misleading. So let me swatch it, because I think they look really dark in pan. But then, like, when you swatch them, I feel like they're not as dark. Just look how, like, beaming they are, though. They're, like, super pigmented. Like, I'm barely going in. I don't know. That's why I've, like, held on to them for so long, is because of, like, the quality of them is really good. I don't know, I've always been impressed by the quality, so that's why I don't really, like, want to declutter it. But, like, that shade right there, I know would be, like, I don't know. That's why I need to pull it out, and I need to use it, so I'm going to keep this for now. Alright, next up from Bute. This is their Glow Essentials highlighter palette. I'm going to be keeping this one because, again, I think these are really beaming, and I like beaming highlighters. That's my go-to. Although, again, I haven't used this one in a while, so another one that I need to pull out in a Shop My Stash. But I will say these shades do seem to be more along ones that I can use, at least for sure. The top shades there are for sure. I don't know if you can hear it, but Violet is just talking up a storm in the other room, making lots of noise, so you might be able to hear her. Look at those. They're all so blinding, though. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this palette. Alright, and then these two I know I'm going to be keeping as well. I really like this Lunar Beauty Moon Shroom palette here. Oh my gosh, these highlights, especially these two right here, super pigmented and super beaming. Let me just let them talk for themselves. I don't even know if my camera is doing them justice, but this shade especially, ooh, it looks so nice on the skin. The shade Sugar, but I mix these two usually together. Yeah, keeping. And then this one here from Atrice Cosmetics. This is the Sungasm Face and Body Highlighter. It's such a big pan that you get. I honestly don't know if you can get this anymore, which is really sad because this is a really nice highlighter. But I'm definitely not getting rid of it because this will last me forever with how big this pan is. With how pigmented and how beaming this is, I will not need much to get this, but just look at that. I don't even think my camera's focusing, but this is so pigmented for the drugstore, for a drugstore highlighter. Just look at that. And I think that's, like, when I bought this, it was like $5 or something. Like, it was super cheap. But just look at that. that beam. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of this. So keeping. Let's move on to these now. Alright. One that I know I can let go of is this one here from MAC. This is the Hyper Real Glow palette. And I've kept this one for a really long time. I pulled this one out recently in a recent Shop My Stash, and I didn't like it as much as I had remembered liking it, and I think it's because it's a gold. The shades are more gold, and recently I've just really not been liking gold highlighters. I like the icy ones, and I don't mind some gold, but I don't know. These just didn't. I think they're getting old, and they're just super yellow, and I'm just not about the yellow tones anymore. But just even looking at it, like me swatching it, it's just really yellow, and it just doesn't complement my skin tone. And you could just see it on my skin when I would apply it. So yeah, I'm gonna let this one go. They're super pretty, but it's just not for me, you know? So I'm going to let this one go. Actually, I may have to toss this one, unfortunately, because I've had it for so long. I'll see. I'll let people know when if they want it, that I'm like, listen, this is old. I don't know how old this is, so, you know, keep that in mind. But letting go of this one. Then we have a Complex Culture one here. This is their Good Lighting Highlighter Duo. I'm going to keep this one because I like it. Yes, I know I probably have this exact shade somewhere else, but highlighters are really my favorite when it comes to makeup. I love a good beaming highlighter. So I'm going to keep this. Then I have here one from Cover FX. This is their Rose Gold Bar Highlighting Palette. Now, I remember these being super pigmented as well. And I don't know. I'm torn on this one because I know the only shade I would probably really use is this one right here. Because, I don't know. I don't really like the pinky highlighters. Like, some of them are pretty, but if they're really pink, but man, look at that. I don't know, they're just, but honestly, they are feeling like a little on the dry side, so I might have to toss this one, sadly. I don't know, I think it still has some life left in it. But they're just not feeling as creamy as they used to. But they're still pretty pigmented though. So I don't know. That actually does not look as dark as I thought it was going to look. Maybe on camera. In person it definitely shows up on my skin, but you know, swatches are a lot heavier than you would be applying it. I don't know if you guys can hear Violet. She is just like, she has found her voice for sure. And she's been letting the world know. So I think for now, I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to pull it out soon and use it. And if it's just not good, then I'll just throw it away. Because this one's pretty old as well, so it would have to be tossed. But I can tell it's just getting really old because the quality is not what I remember it being. But anyways, keeping for now. I'm sorry if my voice sounds funny. I've been sick, and yeah. That's probably why I don't sound real good right now. Moving on. Too Faced. This is their Puppy Love highlighter. I'm going to keep this because it's super cute. Well, at least I think I'm going to keep it. Let me swatch it. Yeah, I think I can get away with that one. I don't know. Again, another one I'm going to have to play with and pull out and use. But I think that's has like a, it is kind of a gold one, but it still has kind of like an icy undertone. So I think I can get away with it. So I'm going to keep. Plus the packaging. The packaging is just super cute. I mean, who doesn't like cute packaging? Alright. Moving on to here. Alright, one I know I can let go of. is sadly this one here from Rare Beauty. I got this recently in like a BoxyCharm box, I think. It's in the shade Mesmerize. I don't know. First off, I'm not a big fan of liquid highlighters. I've just never been a fan. They don't work for me. I always feel like they remove my foundation in spots. Although I don't think this one did that. But the thing that I don't really care about this one is just a very subtle highlighter, which can be really pretty on other people, but me, if I'm going to put highlighter on, I want to beam. I want to shine bright like a diamond. And this one's just very subtle, and it's not really the product's fault. It's just me. I just don't like subtle highlights. So I think I'm going to pass this on to my sister, because she is kind of one of those natural makeup gals. And also I don't really like the shades, so well, I swatched it and now it looks really beaming, but I tried it out on my face and it didn't look this beaming. Like, it just kind of like you blended it and it just kind of blended away and like very subtle. See how the shine kind of went away? I mean, it's still there, but it's just, it's not for me. You know? And I didn't like the shade. And I could definitely see the shade on my hand. So that's probably another reason why I didn't like it, is I could just see the color on my skin. It's just a little too deep for me. But anyways, my sister is a deeper skin tone than me, so I think she'll like this one. So I'm going to pass this on to her. I have a feeling my skin is going to be very irritated by the end of this video because of how much swatching I'm doing, but it's worth it. I don't mind it. Alright. Here's one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the loose highlighter in the shade Vegas. Look at that sticker. It's very pretty. Anyways, the actual product, I just love the packaging. It's just so pretty. It's so sparkly. I'm going to keep this. I know I like this one. I will say I'm not a big fan of loose highlighters, but the packaging makes it worth it. I'm always just afraid of spilling this stuff, but anyways. Super pigmented. Okay. And super pretty. So yeah, definitely keeping. And then another loose highlighter I have from Spun. This is their loose face highlighter in the shade Snow Much Ice. Another one I'm definitely keeping. Comes with a little puff that I'm pretty sure I left in there because I was afraid it might spill out. Oof, how am I going to get this out? Hold on. Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So beaming. And it doesn't even take that much to get it to look like that. It's crazy. Put that back in there. Anyway, so I'm keeping this one. I think I got this for my birthday like a long time ago. And I think you can get this off of Amazon. I don't know if you still can, but that's where I think my mom got it for me. Alright. Now this one. This one from Ciate London. I believe this is like a sample or something I got in like an Ipsy bag or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's in the shade Starburst. Now this one I can let go of. It's just not the right shade for me. It's a little too dark. It's that darker gold shade, which is still really pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's not my shade. It's just a little too golden. And you're probably looking at it and being like, that looks just like the other ones. Listen. it's just a smidge too dark, and usually when it's like that dark, it shows up on my face, like you can just see it. Anyways, passing this one on. Maybe I should start swatching like in my inner side, because I was just looking at my hand and I'm like thinking like, you know, my hand is a little bit tanner than my actual face is, so it's not like a true representation. My face is probably more this color than this color. And you guys are probably thinking, what the heck are you talking about? Anyways, moving on. I have another one here from Catrice Cosmetics. This is the More Than Glow highlighter. It's in the shade Supreme Rose Beam. I believe you can still get this one, I think. But this one is just as pretty as that other one that I showed you, the really big one. Keeping this one here from Maybelline. It's in the shade 250. It's their Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. I think it's in the shade, yeah, 250. I'm going to keep this one as well. This, I don't know if they might have done that, but correct me if I'm wrong, but the print on this reminds me of like the Bobbi Brown one. Is it? I think it's the Bobbi Brown one. I don't know. I've never had a Bobbi Brown highlighter, but this kind of reminds me like the print, the stamp, I guess. I don't know if it's called print or stamp. Not too shabby for a drugstore highlighter. So keeping this one here from Becca, which I know is no longer around, but I'm not getting rid of this because this is their iconic shade, Champagne Pop. The one that Becca's like known for. I'm definitely keeping this because you can't get it anymore. I don't know if somebody else picked it up and is selling it now, but I'm going to keep it because I already have it. Now I will say this one does look a little more golden, but I'm keeping it because, like I said, you can't get it anymore. And I actually haven't played with it a lot, so we'll see. But yeah, keeping this one here from MAC. I think it's a Double Gleam. Keeping. I really like this one. It's kind of like a beaming, but kind of subtle beam at the same time. I don't know. I can't really see where I swatched it because of all the previous swatches. There we go. But anyways, I'm going to keep this one from Seraphine Botanicals, I think is how you say that. This is in the shade Oysters. Now, I got this one in a BoxyCharm, I think, and it came shattered, so I pressed it back myself, or at least as best as I can. But I am going to probably go ahead and get rid of this one. I may toss it. I don't know. I think I pressed it back okay, but I'm not going to keep it because, not because it's broken, but because it's too dark for me. But it's pretty, but it's just, it's too deep, like a smidge too deep for me. I just know that won't work for me. So yeah, so I'm going to pass this one on. This one here from Becca in the shade Rose Quartz. Wait, which side is it? There we go. I'm going to keep this one. Although I don't normally like pinky highlighters, I do like this one. I really hope the lighting is okay. I really can't tell. It's really cloudy today. I feel like it's always cloudy when I film. And I don't know. I hope you guys can see. But anyways, I want to keep this one. Alright, this one here from, is it Give Them Lala? Is that the brand? Yeah, I guess so. Give Them Lala Beauty. It's in the shade Showstopper. I'm going to pass this one on. I pulled this one out recently and used it, and it's just not that beaming. Not to the standard that I like. And it's a bit too dark too. Man, and then I swatch it, and then you guys are like, what? It's beaming to me. Listen, when I put it on my face, it didn't look like this. But it's pretty, but it's too deep for me and just not the beam that I want. But yeah, that swatch makes it look really pretty. Ugh. No, I'm not going to keep it. I have others. Getting rid of it. Alright, this one here from Wanderer Beauty. I don't typically like things from Wanderer Beauty, just because I don't feel like their quality is always the greatest. At least when it comes to their eyeshadows. But this highlighter here in the shade After Hours, I do like. So, keeping. Alright. This side left. Alright. Ooh, and I'm going to be real. I don't know if I'm going to be decluttering any of these, so let's just go through them. Another little Becca highlighter here. It's in the shade Lilac Geode. It's a little mini, but I'm going to keep this one. I really like this one. Although I don't usually like these types of highlighters. This one is just really pretty. I don't know why I like it, but I do. I hope you guys can see that. Anyways, keeping. I have a couple here from Colourpop that I'm going to keep, at least I think, as long as they're still good. This one here in the shade Flexitarian is really pretty. And then this one here in Lunch Money. Lunch Money I'm not sure about. I'll swatch it and see. But Flexitarian I know I'm keeping. Man, these Super Cheek. Super Shock. Oh, no! I was afraid of that when I was doing that. I was like, you know, I probably shouldn't be tipping this upside down. Oh, no. Hold on. Alright. I'm back. And it's like it never happened, right? I mean, you could tell. But anyways, so here it is swatched. Look at that beam. Flexitarian is a really great shade. I'm not sure why it broke like that. Like, I've held it upside down before, like when I've showed it and stuff. But I'm going to keep this one even though it just broke. I think the formula is just, it's probably getting old, but it still looks great. But anyways, as I was saying, the Super Cheek, I guess it's called Super Shot Cheek, whatever, highlighters are actually really good. I feel like their formula is pretty good, aside from it just breaking just now, but that was my fault. Should not have held it upside down like that. But anyways, I'm going to keep this one for sure. And then this one, I'm going to keep the cap on. But Lunch Money, this one, I don't think it's bad or anything, but I just think I remember it not being. But man, these are just so creamy. Maybe it is. I just think compared to Flexitarian, it's not as beaming, but it's still pretty beaming. So I'm going to keep it. But yeah, I can't believe that just happened. Anyways, moving on. Alright, I have another Too Faced one here. This is in the shade Diamond Fire. I haven't actually played with this one yet. I bought it a while back from like Ross or something. They had it, but I don't know. It's really interesting, and I don't know if I like that. But it's, I don't know, it's really pretty. It's very unique, and I think that's why I want to keep it. I don't really have anything like this, aside from this one, in my collection. So, I'm going to keep. Next up from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, which I know is no longer a thing, but this is in the shade Iced. This is one of the highlighters. I'm going to keep it because I don't get rid of stuff just because it's no longer around. As I've said over and over on my channel before, I don't just keep things on my channel just in hopes that you guys will buy it. I like just showing what I have and using what I have, so yeah. I'm sorry that you guys can't get this anymore, but I'm gonna keep. Alright, this next one from Too Faced. It's in the shade Blinded by the Light, I think. I don't know. I'm going to keep because it's super pretty. keeping. As I said, I'm probably not going to get rid of any at all on this row, but I'll keep looking. Wet n Wild. Shade name is Halo Effect. I'm going to keep. Keeping. Pretty Vulgar. This is in the shade, I think it's Glow Up, or is it Shimmering Swan? I'm not sure. One of those. I think I'm going to keep this one. I've had it for so long that's kind of like, I want to use it up. That's kind of what my motivation is to keep this. I mean, it's still pretty. It's not as beaming. I think it's getting old, but I don't know. I like it. It never, like, when I look at it, I'm like, I'm not really impressed by this. But then I use it, and I'm like, oh, I like this. So, I'm going to keep it just because I can. Alright, Juvia's Tribe Highlighter Volume 3. Keeping. It's super pretty. It's super blinding, and it's what I like. It's super icy, too. Yep. Keeping. I think this is called Voss, or is it Voss? I'm not really sure. This is the Fairy Dust Pressed Highlighter in the shade Moonlight and Starkissed. I don't know. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. Okay, first off, I know I can't use that other side, but this side over here is really quite pretty, and I haven't really used this one much, so I don't know. I mean, it's pretty beaming, so I think I want to keep it for now. I may declutter this in the future, but for now, I'm going to keep. Alright, and last but not least, my Ofra highlighters, which I'm going to be probably keeping all of these, because I like Ofra highlighters. Retrograde. This one's Retrograde. Keeping. I'll swatch it real quick. One. Even though I don't really use the purple one, that is still really pretty. I mean, I kind of mix them. I don't really just use the purple one by itself, but only thing I don't like about this packaging is it, like, I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably can't because my lights are kind of blinding it out, but can you kind of see that? It's all dirty, and I'll clean it and stuff, but they just get dirty. Because they'll like the type of white packaging, I guess. I don't know. See, I just tried to like scrub the crap out of it and it didn't clean it. But anyways, in the shade Start Inspired, this is one of the collabs I did with Samantha March. Keep. It's got a pink and a kind of a yellowish one. Keeping. And then last but not least, Rodeo Drive, which I think is one of their most popular ones, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it still is. This is kind of like how I heard about Ofra, was because of this shade that everyone was raving about back in the day. And honestly, it looks a smidge too dark for me now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for now. But if I pull it out and use it soon and it's doesn't look good on me, I'll get rid of it, but for now I'm keeping. Alright, so that's all my highlighters, so now I'm just going to clean up this drawer before I put everything back in, and I'll let you guys know the total of how many I'm keeping and how many I'm getting rid of. Alright, drawer's all clean, so now I'm just going to reorganize what I'm keeping. Alright, so I counted them up, and I'm keeping 28 highlighters, and I'm getting rid of 5. So, not too shabby. I actually did a lot better than I thought I was going to. And I know 28 highlighters is a lot for one person, but I do enjoy a majority of these. I would say all of them, but some of them I actually haven't played with that much, so I can't say all of them. But I do frequently go through my collection, and I try to at least film a declutter once a year and just kind of make sure I'm only keeping what I like and am actually using. And a couple of these I might declutter later on. Like I said, I need to play with them a little more to redetermine whether or not I'm still liking them, but 5 is pretty good, I think. But there you go, guys. That is my declutter of my highlighters. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up because it really does help on my channel. And also let me know down in the comments what you guys thought on my declutter, and make sure you're subscribed because my next video will either be my face palette declutter or my eyeshadow palettes. I don't know which one I'm going to do next. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see my face palettes, because the only reason why I'm hesitant to do my face palettes is because I really don't know if there's much or any at all to declutter in that one. I don't know, I'll have to look, but that's why I'm kind of hesitant to show my face palettes, because I don't know if there's any that I would declutter. But if you guys still want to see my face palettes, let me know down in the comments. But if it's not that one, it'll definitely be my eyeshadow one, and you don't want to miss out on that one because that's going to be a big one. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!